In this video, we're going to look at the world's top 10 most powerful economies as measured by GDP or gross domestic product. But before we get started, please note that the following list is based on the latest annual GDP numbers provided by the World Bank, which are from 2019. Now, with that being said, let's get started, count them down 10 to 1, starting with number 10, Canada. Canada's official GDP stands at 1.7 trillion US dollars. That's 17 plus 11 zeros. About 70% of that output is generated by the service sector, which makes sense if you consider that Canadians are some of the nicest people you'll find on this planet. In addition to that, the country has strong industries in the areas of chemicals, wood and paper products, and of course fishing. Now on to number 9, Brazil. With an official GDP of $1.8 trillion, Brazil claims the 9th spot on this list. Although it's still one of the world's largest economies, the country has yet to recover from its worst recession so far in 2015 and 2016. And well, things haven't exactly gotten easier this year. Apart from that, Brazil is known for its textile industry as well as strong chemicals and lumber industries. Moving on to number 8, Italy. Italy's GDP stands at 2.0 trillion US dollars as of 2019, which makes it the world's 8th largest economy. Not surprisingly, the country that gave us the Colosseum and the canals of Venice heavily relies on its tourism industry, which contributes to the country's strong service sector. In addition to that, Italy's most important industries include motor vehicles, clothing, and of course food processing, because everybody loves pizza. Next up is number 7, France. In 2019, France reported a GDP of $2.7 trillion. A significant portion of that output is generated by the tourism industry, because France is the most visited country in the world, with almost 90 million international tourists in 2018. Apart from that, the country's strongest industries include machinery, automobiles, and aircraft. Now on to number 6, the United Kingdom. With a GDP of 2.8 trillion US dollars, the UK is the world's 6th largest economy. This is remarkable considering that the country was hit particularly hard during the 2008 financial crisis. Although it has recovered quite well since then, the UK has seen another economic downturn in 2015 and 2016. Its most important industries include shipbuilding, aircraft, and the royal family. Just kidding, the last one was chemicals. Alright, let's move on to number 5, India. India's official GDP is $2.9 trillion as of 2019. Over the past years, India has developed into an open market economy which has accelerated the country's growth. Nevertheless, due to its large rural areas, India still relies heavily on its agricultural sector, which makes up almost 17% of the total GDP. In addition to that, its most important industries include textiles, pharmaceuticals, and software. Moving on to number 4, Germany. With an official GDP of $3.8 trillion, Germany is the 4th largest economy in the world and the most powerful economy in Europe. It benefits from a highly skilled labor force and a strong industry sector. In addition to that, Germany is among the world's largest and most technologically advanced exporters of chemicals, automobiles, and sausages. Yeah, you heard that right, sausages. Next up is number 3, Japan. In 2019, Japan reported a GDP of 5.1 trillion US dollars, which makes it the world's 3rd most powerful economy. This is even more impressive considering that this country sits on an island that is scarce in critical natural resources. Nevertheless, Japan ranks among the world's largest producers of motor vehicles, consumer electronics, and textiles. Now, on to number 2, China. With an official GDP of 14.3 trillion US dollars in 2019, China is the world's 2nd largest economy. In addition to that, it is also the world's largest country by population, with almost 1.4 billion inhabitants. It is important to note that 40 years ago, China was a closed, centrally planned economy. Since then, it has developed into a leading economic power and the world leader in industrial output. Today, the country's most important industries include textiles and apparel, telecommunications equipment, and consumer products. So yeah, a lot of stuff is made in China these days. Finally, number 1 on the list and the world's most powerful economy is the United States. The United States' official 2019 GDP is $21.4 trillion, which makes it the largest economy in the world. Despite increasing pressure from emerging countries and low-wage producers such as China, the US has managed to consistently increase economic output over the last few years. To do this, it can rely on several highly diversified industries such as petroleum, aerospace, and processed foods. So, let's sum it up once again. The world's top 10 most powerful economies as measured by GDP are the United States, China, Japan, Germany, India, the United Kingdom, France, Italy, Brazil, and Canada.